Welcome to the event schedule for Fire Emblem Heroes of the new year. It's finally come at last, January 2019 up until February 2019. It's the beginning of this month, middle of this month to about the middle of next month. We're going to go through this like we always do every single month and see what I think might happen and just go through with it. Last month was pretty cluttered, especially with back-to-back Tempest Trials. So it was actually a lot to do. I'm pretty thankful for that because I really do appreciate the extra feathers and orbs, especially with AR being as competitive as it is. So yeah, let's go through it and maybe give you a better idea of what you can plan for. So in chronological order, we have the Grand Hero Battle coming a day after this. That would be Naisala. We've gone over that in a previous video, I believe it was yesterday, about Naisala and what sort of implications he may make to the game. So feel free to go check that out if you want to. After that, we have the Heroes with Sword Valor banner. And this can only really be 3 candidates, which is Lene, Exalted Chrom, and I believe Gray. So that's a pretty funny banner. One thing I want to mention though is that they're all going to be red, and this could also be a 2-person banner as well. It doesn't necessarily have to be 3. They do 2-person banners, so either way it'll end up being a good value banner because red traditionally is not very good to summon on. But if you're looking for like any of these units or specific fodder that they may provide, this will definitely be a good banner for that. Like you'll get some good value there. So do recommend this banner if you're looking for just summoning red or in general getting your value there. After that, we have 3 heroes quests. I don't recall off the top of my head who these were. It's been data mined, but I'm actually not too sure who these guys were. Somebody probably in my Twitch chat will let me know shortly, so maybe keep your eye down there. Beyond that, Illusory Dungeon is happening, so that actually, like, that's tap battle, so it went a couple days or even like a week without being revived, which is kind of not ordinary at all. It tends to go for like non-stop and a new one always comes after that, so this is a little odd, but whatever. It's just free stuff and keeps you busy for a short amount of time. Grand Conquest is gonna follow that up, and it comes before the Mythic Hero Summoning event and Mythic Hero Battles. This overlapped, I believe, in the previous month, and it's kind of tedious to have Grand Conquest overlapping with other content, especially if you tend to try hard in Grand Conquest. Like Grand Conquest, if you want to go for rank 1 to 3, you'll be playing it a lot, like over 30-40 times easily within the span of 6 days. And especially if you play Infernal Plus like I do, it does get pretty time consuming. So, but it is worth it. I gotta say, within these 6 days, it's the fastest amount of feathers you can acquire. Like anything else, I don't think anything matches it except maybe Tempest Trials. Tempest Trials in general gives me like 26,000 feathers, and that's because I go for top 1k, I go for 11,000 from the rewards, and as well as 5,000 hero merit, which I usually get from the bonus unit or the free unit that's given to us through Tempest Trials. So I think Grand Conquest and Tempest Trials are by far the best incomes when it comes to those sort of things, like feathers. So the effort's paid for, but I'm very thankful it doesn't overlap with anything too crazy like Tempest Trials or Mythic Hero Battle. Those tend to take a lot of time. Beyond that, we have our first BHB revival, which tends to be Leo and Elise. So this is pretty much some orbs if you haven't done it, or quests for the orbs. This Grand Hero Battle was not too difficult. Beyond that, we're gonna finally get our summoning focus for the new heroes. Not new heroes, but heroes that got new weapon refines or got improvements to their previous ones. So you can expect to see Julia, Daedra, Seliph, and Tail2 probably on this banner. Definitely a good time to be picking up Julia and Daedra for sure, because they'll be taking the green slot. I don't really think you should be pulling for Seliph or Tail2 just because they're more common in the 3-4 star or 4 or 5 star pool respectively, but Julia, Daedra do give you some pretty decent value here if you want to get either of them. Okay, moving on, we're going to be getting the special heroes, which happens on the 22nd. So this should be our seasonals, and to be honest, I'm not too certain what these seasonals could be, because I don't think we had anything last year that was comparable. We already got our New Year's seasonals, so this could be maybe an early release for the Valentine's ones, because it does overlap into Valentine's. It just feels a little bit earlier than last year. I think we did get them in Feb. I'm not 100% certain of this, but the only thing that seems to go into seems to be Valentine's, so I'm gonna just make educated guess that this happens to be the Valentine's banner. So yeah, as we know, you should definitely consider your options because some stuff does overlap with this, such as the Mythic Hero Summoning event, and the current Beast banner is going to overlap with this as well. So if you've already summoned on the Beast banner, well, like actually committed a lot of orbs, be careful because you do want to maybe weigh your options between that and the Mythic Hero Summoning event and the Bound Hero Battle, which does have Alencia Nephany on it. And Alencia Nephany do provide some decent fodder as well. Alencia having Flyer Formation, which is actually a very good skill for AR. Some of you that will be watching my future AR defenses will know exactly what I'm talking about, or those of you that come to Twitch, that is really good. Nephany, again, comes with Wrath, so nice there. I'm curious if this will be a two-person banner, two-person summoning focus banner. Wouldn't surprise me, but if they did add somebody, it might be like Oscar again, or Ike. Yeah, you never know. Two-person banners could definitely increase the value of these type of banners showing up. Tempest Trials will be happening around the same time as the new seasonal heroes do. So we'll likely be getting a free seasonal is my guess. Like last year we got LA Elwood, so if these end up being Valentine's, I expect to be probably getting another one in the Tempest Trials a few days after the Special Heroes Summoning event. And yeah, that'll be pretty awesome. Along with that comes, and what they're being referenced to as now, Mythic Hero Battle and Mythic Hero Summoning event. So this is interesting. Instead of calling it the Legendary Hero Battles and Legendary Hero Summoning event, they're pretty much confirming that, of course, we're getting a Mythic Hero. And this is confirmed. This is to no one's surprise, but they don't call it Legendary Banners. They're going to call it Mythic Banners when a new Mythic Hero comes out, and they're going to call it Legendary Banners when Legendary Banners comes out. This is because they're just going to rotate between both every single month. So the next month we can expect in February to have a Legendary Hero Battle and Legendary Hero Summoning events. What I am curious about, and this is probably not confirmed, is whether the returning Legendary Heroes will get Legendary Hero Battles, because it does say Mythic Hero Battle. My assumption is yes, because like, are they really going to make it only show the Legendary Hero Battles when Legendary Tiki shows up on a Legendary banner summoning event? Like, I don't know, it's kind of inconsistent, so I expect to see a full list of like everybody's battles returning. So in this case we're going to be seeing what, like Erica's, and there's no Ike unfortunately, but like Erica's and Tiki's as well, and then whatever the new Mythic Hero brings to the table. There's going to be a lot of clutter in the special map, so if you haven't gone through the Abyssals there, that's a lot of content to do within that time span. Thankfully they do return, so if you don't get them, I think it's fine. You can work on your team and tackle them next time when you fail to complete them maybe the first time. Like, I personally didn't do like Erica's, I think, or I don't know. There's a few that I haven't done. I don't think I did Legendary Lucina's either. So, you know, for me, it's like whatever. I'll work on my teams and tackle them next time. It's not a big deal. It's only cosmetics after all. After that, we have a voting gauntlet. And this again is to be expected because of the seasonals. It's usually a good time to match up the old seasonals with the new ones. One thing I want to mention though, and this is what I think is probably the most important thing, is the first time we're going to be seeing seasonals that happened from a year before will be around springtime. So that would be in around March and April. And that might be the first occurrence of 3 seasonal banners in 1 year. So that would be like 2017 spring units, 2018 spring units, and then 2019 spring units. So I know it's a little bit early to think about this because it's a few months in advance, but I do wonder how they're going to tackle this sort of problem. I don't feel like they're just going to repeat, because this says if this is a Valentine's banner, then we can expect to also see the LA banner returning around this time. They don't show it on the calendar, but you can have that expectations. This means that LA Hector, LA Lilina, LA Lynn, and LA Roy all show up. And by the way, those are all still pretty decent units, minus probably LA Lilina. She's probably the only one that hasn't really aged as well as the other ones. But the other ones are still very solid units, mind you, all of them. So yeah, I definitely curious what's going to happen around March or April. Are they really going to just throw banners at us, like all 3 at the same time kind of thing? Or maybe we could see the 2017 units being given to us in another way. Only one can hope, right? All right, so Voting Gauntlet, definitely going to be using the special heroes in some way, along with the Tempest Trials. Could definitely expect to be seeing that. After that, some more interesting stuff happens. So first of all, we got our summoning focus heroes with link skills. So this is a little bit more specific. It can't be seasonals, it can't be legendary units. So there's not that many units in the permanent pool with link skills. One of them that comes to mind is going to be Nina. Another chance it may be Levitine and Adrift Camilla. I think I'm missing one. Right, Sumia. So there's a couple of them, but none of them are probably that highly desired, minus maybe Levitine. I don't think the other ones would be too good. So they could potentially be up to 4 units. I don't see them putting all 4 on there though. Moving on, this is where some of the stuff gets interesting. We got our GHB revival with Walhart. It's unfortunate nothing happens here, like another revival along with Naysala. So it's going to be quite a few months until we see something like Aversa making her revival, but she will. And Walhart's not a bad unit. I mean, chill defense at least is good for fodder. And Walhart himself is really good if you do invest in him. One of the best green axes you can use, because he just gets an amazing amount of stats. Something with Gale Force works really well with him. Beyond that, and here's where things get crazy. So, 2nd anniversary celebration. Now, I'm not going to get baited like I did last month on this one. I totally expect 2nd anniversary celebration to be, please pay us $75 and we are going to give you 10,000 feathers, 100 some orbs, and a free unit or something. I totally expect that this time. We are not getting free orbs for this 2nd anniversary celebration. That is my expectation this time, and if we get anything more, I will be pleasantly surprised. If you actually look at it, last year they did give us like 50 orbs for the anniversary, like so about that much. That was like part of the celebration. So are they going to give it to us again? I don't know. Now this time it's in a bundle. Pay up, guys. Cha-ching. But what could this possibly be? Pair up quests. Are we awakening in Fates now? Could this possibly be a new mechanic where we pair up our units? Huh. Or maybe they just expect us to use specific units together on a map. Like, use Alphonse and Sharina together. They just died in the most recent story map. Tough luck, Summoner. But at least you can support them together. Have some orbs to make you feel better. I don't actually know if they died or not. I'm just hypothetically speaking. So who knows? Either this is a brand new mechanic to correlate with whatever 2nd anniversary might be, but I don't think they would hint that. I just don't think they would. It just seems too obvious. It's probably something involving like ally support or using a pair of units together in some way. Okay, and after that, we actually have another special hero summoning event right after this one. So again, this one also overlaps with Valentine's Day. And I'm not too certain what this one would be because it's too early for spring, I think. I think spring is supposed to be around March, April. So this is a little odd as well. Yeah, and they both do last a pretty long time and they overlap. So, and it's not like new heroes. And it's around the anniversary time. So this is going to be probably the most interesting of things to come for next month. Either way, my best advice for you guys would be what I always say. Try to give yourself the best informed opinion, like decisions to make between all these things coming out. Try not to make too much of a hasty or impulsive decision. Play out your options and see what you like the most, whatever goals that might be. So with all that said, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Sub to the channel if you haven't already. Please let me know what you're looking forward to in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, peace.